On April 1st, 2021, I ditched a career I absolutely hated to better myself and do the things I've always wanted to do. And that included my growing love and obsession with Ireland. I want to learn everything: culture, history, mythology, music, and the language. Which, if I'm being honest, looks really hard to learn, but I'm going to give it the old Smith try. Then, of course, there is my love of pubs and the role that they've played throughout history, and no better example of that than on that beautiful, beleaguered island in the North Atlantic, Ireland. April 1st, 2026, I depart for the Emerald Isle, and for 1 year, I'll hike town by town and conduct interviews with pub owners, pub regulars, historians, town know-it-alls, musicians, and basically anybody that wants to talk to me. If you'd like to support the project and the journey, basic Patreon support is only $3 a month, but just liking a video or subscribing to the channel and following the journey is just as helpful. I'm always looking for volunteers to work as liaisons for the project too, so if you live in Ireland and know people, feel free to hit me up. This is a huge goal and I need all the help I can get. The Smitty Learns Irish Pubcast begins April 26th and will be my life's work. Thank you. And a happy fucking Friday to ya. I'm just now realizing as I'm going live that I didn't do a test on OBS, the software that lets me go live and do all the things, you know. Usually do just a quick pre-record first and make sure all my shit's working. This is the first time I didn't. And went live. I totally forgot. So, hey, fucking honestly, McTang is on the live stream and he just threw out the best request of all time. Stay tuned. Now, because Man of War is gonna fucking happen. We're calling it. Finally, we're playing Man of War on the show. It's a long time coming. Explanation on the way. But I said, yeah, I haven't tested it. So if we're on, hey, fucking, we must be on because McTang's pretty fucking stoked about the Man of War. And so am I, mind you. And so am I. But also, live streamers, if you're on, throw a request just like McTang fucking did. Home run out of the park, out of the fucking gate. And what the fuck was I saying? God damn it. I had my fucking thought. My excitement over Man of War fucking threw me for a loop there. Live streamers, if you're on, throw a request like McTang did. And you know, you just sit in on the ridiculousness that is going to last about 2 hours. All the talky bits get chopped up, edited, and loaded as the podcast. And then the reaction things get loaded individually as well. But I do, like, a lot of times I'll do weird reactions to things like I'm going to do today, and that'll be on the podcast, like the Donald Duck covering Pantera thing that I just saw on my algorithm, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to fucking listen to that. Why the fuck not? So that's just a couple things coming up. McTang is on the podcast, on the live stream. Great friend, fucking co-host, former co-host, and he's in Royal Oak, Metro Detroit. I said, dude, bro, it's like 60 degrees and sunny down here. It's fucking rad for February. Yeah, that's turning right now as we speak. It was 50 when I got out of work last night at like 10 o'clock at night. And that was fucking nice, man. But that wind picked up right after I got home. And I'm in just a spot where it's like the downtown buildings, the old-ass downtown buildings, and the wind whistles right through where I'm at, and it sounds really fucking rad, but it is getting super cold. It's like down to 37 right now, and that wind is so gnarly. It knocked over my fucking my trash bin that I have outside up against the wall, and I'm like, fuck, man. Just picking up. We're still standing, though. We're still here. Hey, let's get the word of the day out of the way, and then get this fucking podcast underway. Oh, okay. Let's switch this over. Sorry. I'm a big Moody Blues fan. Love that song. Anyway, that's what we were jamming to today. Anyway, let's do the word of the day. And learn something for a change, goddammit. The word of the day today is discombobulate, which I actually do use in everyday life every once in a while. It's a fun word to fucking say, which just means out of order, fucked up, rearranged in a bad way, like doesn't fit, right? Okay?
Discombobulate.
Discombobulate, which, I probably say that word all the time because that really is a great metaphor, or a great way to describe what happens in my brain a lot of times. Just fucking discombobulated, man. Meanings and examples. Discombobulate. To confuse or disconcert. What else? Since it fucking clicked. To confuse or disconcert, confound, bewilder. So basically, that was kind of right. Maybe I've been using it wrong. I've been using it right. What am I saying? An Americanism, of course it is. First recorded in 1825 to 1835. An earlier form, discombobulate, was recorded in the early 1800s. That's let's bring that one back. Discombobulate. Fucking people named Bob hate that fucking word. Apparently originated as a humorous imitation of those fancy Latin words, and is an alteration of discompose or discomfort. Of fucking course, it's an Americanism that had to counter those fancy fucking Latin words. Let's just come up with our own because Bob hates that fucking word. The sudden change in schedule discombobulated the students, throwing off their rhythm for the day. See, I fucking feel that. Don't fuck up the rhythm. Don't discombobulate me, man. Hey, we learned things. I learned that I probably didn't use that right. In a sentence, probably ever. I did too. I knew that. I had this coming Sunday scheduled off just in case the fucking Lions went to the Super Bowl, as we all know they did, but let's not bring that up. And I was really not wanting to watch it, but I probably am. I do have the day off scheduled still, and I'm like, there's no need for me to work. I like watching the Super Bowl anyway and trying to get over the fucking hurt of the whole thing. But I was like, I could work, but they don't need me. It's fucking super slow right now. It's about to pick up. But I'm just like, fuck, I guess I'm not. But then I was like, oh man, we can do a Smustered Sunday. I'm going to do that. That'll fill up my whole, well, it doesn't take that long. You got to soak the mustard seeds in beer for 24 hours. And then combine all the things, the garlic. I'm going to make 2 different types of mustard this time. I'm going to make the dark beer mustard with horseradish. And then I'm going to make another beer mustard, but I'm going to use a lighter beer, probably like Two Hearted or another pale ale or something like that. And then do dill pickle mustard with that beer, dill pickle beer mustard. So I'll take, rather than soak it in vinegar or use vinegar like I will for the other mustard, I'm going to use pickle juice and do a 100% substitution on that. And then throw some pickles in the processor as well with the mustard. And I didn't find any dill. Maybe I'm just stupid and didn't know where to look at the grocery store. I was going to put some dill in there, but the point of the story is I'm making some fucking dill pickle mustard, and feeling pretty good about that. I brought out all the jars. I was like, ha ha ha! I get super excited about making fucking mustard. Maybe that's probably a good thing, right? Like, why would you do it if it wasn't fucking fun? Why would you? And why wouldn't you listen to Mastodon? Man, what I was hoping for. And if there's any Man of War song, I could see that. I don't want to say necessarily a one-off. I was hoping for some better fucking songs. You know what I mean? I was hoping for a band that was doing like a little more complex, a little more not as fucking cheesy metal in the content-wise, even though they're projecting that fucking image is what I was hoping. But really, honestly, you could use that song to be like in, what was that movie with Marky Mark playing the guy that played basically the replacement for Judas Priest. It wasn't necessarily a bio, but it was kind of based on that. But that could be in the fucking soundtrack for that movie. This is what, metal like this sounds like. And, if you're into that shit, fucking A. But if you're not, no,
and I am not. Now here's McTighe's narration of my reaction. Uh, you need the video. It's about the whole experience. Shut the fuck up. This is the heaviest music ever made. It's like real, like Spinal Tap. You got to, whatever the fuck you said. Least pull up a picture of these monsters of rock while you listen. The picture is going to be, well, the album. Jesus Christ, do I need to find a fucking picture of Man of War? Man of War band or some fucking. I mean, that's just classic, right? There you go. Oh, wait, get out of my. There you go. I mean, come on. Like, the image that they project is directly reflected in the music, which I guess I should have fucking expected. I was hoping for something a little deeper and better. I don't know. Maybe that's just, is that too snobby of me, to say I want something deeper than that? I don't know. But that was my first Man of War and probably my fucking last. That sounded really mean to fans of Man of War, but hey, if you like them, that's all that matters. Because, hey, it doesn't matter what I think. Not one single bit. But, hey, great request. Finally listen to Man of War. Knock that one off the bucket list. It wasn't really on the bucket list, but, McTighe insisted. I'm like, fine, let's do it. Let's do a couple fucking headline scrolls. If you're on the live stream, you got a reaction request, anything like that, drop that fucking thing in the live stream. And thank you for being on. I do have a few people on. All right, let's do some headline scrolls. What's this from? Sci-fi.com. It's SYFY. SYFY. Pig brain kept alive for 5 hours while separated from the body. 5 hours. There's a lot of science in this story. I'm not going to sit with it. It looked fairly fun. It looked kind of fun, but it's just too fucking sciencey to really talk about. I think I have a sneeze coming on. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with that. Sorry. This is what happens on a live stream. You never know. What's next? What? Hurricane woman who claimed uncontrollable defecation. Oh, yeah, that's why I saved that story. Because poop jokes are funny. Even though this isn't funny because somebody died. Hurricane woman who claimed uncontrollable defecation caused her to hit cyclists found guilty. I don't know if somebody... Yeah, it did. She did kill him. Hurricane must be the name of the town. I was thinking somebody driving in a hurricane, which is, ridiculous. Which is not ridiculous. People drive in a hurricane all the time. I'm sure have accidents when they happen. Anyway, a hurricane woman who said medical issues, including uncontrollable defecation, caused her to hit and kill cyclist brothers, 2 people, participating in a St. George race, has been found guilty. 48-year-old Julie Ann Burge was arrested in 2022. Both men died of their injuries. Scroll the fuck down. Why is this freezing? Christ's sakes. Because we can't have nice fucking things. You slow scrolling motherfucker. After the incident, Budge told police that she had various medical issues and had begun uncontrollably defecating herself without warning, causing her to swerve and hit the brothers. She also failed sobriety tests, which, those beers, called beer shits for a reason. So that's your own fault, I know I'm assuming, and I don't like to assume, but it sounds like your fault. Wife spiked food with weed, and he's suing her. That's all. You only need the headline on that. We don't need to get into that story. He didn't like being spiked with weed by his wife. I'm like, what's your fucking problem? I guess I could have read the story, but I already deleted it, I guess I could have done that. But I didn't want to. That fucking story was stupid. Anyway, now I am going to stream this video on the live stream. And I'm not going to listen to very much of this because I'm sure it's going to be ridiculously stupid. Donald Duck covering Pantera's Walk. I actually did a pretty good Donald Duck when I was a young kid. Then I hit puberty, and that didn't happen anymore. But I was a big Donald Duck fan. I had the Donald Duck Disco Duck album when I was a little kid. I remember that. So the idea, honestly, and then I still remember just being acutely aware that I was into music that young, and just having record players and dancing and shit in the living room. Anyway, I'm assuming AI did this. Probably, never know. You never know anymore. You figure it would say if it was an AI invented song, but it's Donald Duck singing Pantera's Walk. So let's do that. All right, that's enough. It was a very good Donald Duck effort, but I didn't want to hear the whole thing. But it did hit me and force a fucking snot out of my nose. That would just be irritating for me to listen to for more. I was hoping for some sort of, I don't know. I was hoping for some sort of like really polished product, you know what I mean? Of like a band with Donald Duck singing, which is probably asking too much in this day and age. Hang on one second, I gotta blow my nose. I could have muted the microphone when I did that, but apparently I'm a fucking asshole. Anyway, fuck Donald Duck and his shitty Pantera cover. Let's do hang on one second. No, my ears are all poppy. I gotta sneeze in. Sorry. You gotta get that one spot where it's like, okay. I think we're back. My hearing's back to normal, I think. All right. It's Friday. Let's watch a couple movie trailers. And to say I'm excited about it is probably not true. Interested, to say the least, and at least one, and morbidly interested in movie trailer 2. First, the trailer for ISS, which I know nothing about. I just know it looks like a science fiction movie coming out this year, and I'm into that shit. So, that's what we're going to do right now. The ISS trailer. Let's roll with that. Bring it back a little bit.
Down here in Mission Control. Welcome to space. The Russians always knock 3 times.
I think it's just a superstition.
Down to Gonky Park, listening to the winds of change.
Whoa. I mean, I've seen pictures, but this is...
We don't talk politics. Here we are. One.
Hey, guys.
Wait a minute, what the hell is going on down there?
Oh, whoa.
We gotta get up now, guys.
Let's get out.
Oh, my God.
Земля, экипаж МКС.
Oh my fucking God, what a terrible feeling that would be, you know? Because I'm assuming it looks nuclear to me. And just I'm just equating it to like Gravity with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney, and just how terrifying that scenario was. I don't know which is worse. I don't know.
Houston, do you read?
War has broken out below. And we were told to take the ISS by any means necessary.
If we got orders from our government to take control,
I knew that was going to happen.
What do you suggest we do now?
the Russians got the same orders as us. And they just struck first.
Struck first.
I don't remember where I know that guy from.
Mutually. We're evolved species.
And that looks really good. I'm way more interested in that movie now. I think I know that one dude from, is it Cloverfield Lane? I think it's Cloverfield Lane. Or 10 Cloverfield Lane, when John Goodman was a psycho, the best psycho ever. But that movie looks really good. Now, trailer number 2. This doggone thing is, what did Steamboat Willie, the first iteration of Mickey Mouse, was finally released to the public domain, I want to say. I'm sure much to Disney's chagrin. Which is kind of funny to think about. And even funnier to think about was what they were going to do with it, like they did with Winnie the Pooh. Like, I remember my dad telling me just some time ago, I don't remember the quote exactly, but it was something to the effect of, and with the vibe of, you know what these motherfuckers did to Winnie the Pooh? And I was like, yeah, I thought it was kind of fucking funny. He's like, it's disgusting. And I'm just like, I like the fact that people fuck with those things just to challenge sort of like the status quo. And I'm wondering what they're going to do with the return of Steamboat Willie, which thankfully I don't really have like a nostalgia factor for that early of, because when I was into Disney things and when I was a kid, even this, I was born in 75, even this still seemed just like old-timey, okay? Just so you know, even though I was born in the 1900s, this wasn't fucking modern day for me. So, the return of Steamboat Willie. Okay, I lied. There's some nostalgia factor. Oh my God, what's going to happen? This like that one shitty remake of the Titanic when it was just like from the dead or something. Oh my God. This is gonna be fucking terrifying. Knock my coffee off. Ugh. I didn't really know it was gonna be fucking scary. Jesus. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, I'm watching that. I'm watching that too.
Why so serious?
Honestly, I did not really expect that to scare the shit out of me. Not gonna lie. Shut up. Did not really expect that to scare the shit out of me, but it did. And I'm totally watching that. I don't even. I'm sure it can't be like good, right? There's no way. But I'm gonna give it a shot because that looked interesting enough to at least garner my attention to watch the whole thing, or at least try to make it halfway through without turning it off. So I do that shit with so many movies. With I just turn it on. I did it with Rebel Moon not too long ago. I'm like, man, fucking, I was like an hour and a half in. I was like, there's still an hour of this fucking thing. It's not good, really, at all. I was not enjoying it. I was trying, but so many movies I just turn on for like 5 minutes, and if I don't like it right away, I wish I would sit with it more. I wish I was a little more open-minded about that. Opening my rock and roll mind. But at night, so many times, it's a background thing. It's just me really sitting down with no sort of anything before I go to bed after I get home from work or whatever. And it's got to be something totally mindless. So it's got to be something that I don't want to engage in necessarily or something like that. Anyway, let's do a little fucking headline scroll here. This was interesting. Went from, this is a great metaphor for life right here. Where is this out of? It's from the Economic Times. It's from India. Kolkata businessman climbs bridge to commit suicide and comes down after police lure him with food, specifically biryani. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly or not. And that's really all you need to know. I think they coaxed him down with biryani, whatever that is. It's does it say what kind of dish that is? It's got to say that. Guess it doesn't matter. I could look that up, but I don't want to put that much research and effort into it. They lured him down with food, and I was just like, man, that is really kind of cool, you know? It's such a metaphor for just like ups and downs where you're in a shitty mood, and food makes everything better in that moment. Lots of times, you know what I mean? How many times have you been in a bad mood? I don't want to say like to the level of suicidal, but like in just a shit mood. You're like, fuck, I've had the worst fucking day or whatever. And then you end up going out for some rad food and drinks, either with friends or you make yourself a fucking steak or something. And you're just like, oh man, this is fantastic. How many times has that happened? Quite a bit. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself, you know? I had this story for a minute. Sitting on it for a minute. Fucking. People always call him Hootie, you know? And in my head, I still want to call him Hootie, even though I know his name is Darius Rucker, but he was arrested on drug charges. This is from like a week ago. And they describe him in the story as like country star Darius Rucker, which I know is true now. I know he does country music now. But it's, you know, I almost always expect them to say Hootie and the Blowfish Star. You know what I mean? And associated with it. Anyway, the point of the story is his mugshot just looks like, oh man, I fucking did that. What kind of drug charges? Weed? Does it say? Was it meth? Was fucking Hootie on meth? Doesn't say. Misdemeanor drug charges. It's probably fucking weed in Tennessee. There's no way it's legal in Tennessee, is it? Probably not. How about in Ireland? I know it's not in Ireland. There's an Ireland weed story that I had. What the fuck was the headline on that? Cannabis possession offense is nonsensical and enforcement a waste of guarded time, claims Donegal TD. And I guess what that means, there's a lot of, there's some things in there that I don't necessarily understand. Donegal's a town, or is it a county? Shoot. TD, I don't know. Deputy is a They are supporting the bill to decriminalize the possession of small amounts of cannabis for personal use. Fucking A. Oh, man, how awesome would that be to happen in the next 2 years? Because now, you don't want to admit I'm openly going to break the law, but I'll probably just revert back to the old black market system where if somebody has weed and you just keep it under fucking wraps, hopefully that works. But getting nailed in a different country for something like weed charge really fucking worries me. So I'm going to have to be very, very careful. And there's, all sorts of like years before I started smoking weed that I didn't smoke weed, obviously. So I can do it. It's not like I would prefer not to, because I'm way just more even keel and kind of with it when I'm able to have THC in my system. So hopefully that gets decriminalized. I'm sure it probably won't in the next 2 years in Ireland. There's no fucking way. Oh my God, we're almost 2 years away. Almost. Pretty fucking excited about that. All right. That is, I think, going to wrap up the fucking show for today. Another week of live streams and just having fucking fun doing this, Finally again. Finally again, I'm having fun with this. And I'm glad you were on for the live stream. I appreciate you. If you're checking out the podcast via YouTube or Spotify or another audio platform, thank you so much. Maybe consider downloading for a commute. You don't want to use up the Wi-Fi, whatever. Or you don't want to use up the Wi-Fi. Using up the Wi-Fi is okay. You don't want to use up the data. I think I got that right this time. So download that. Take it on a commute wherever you're. Take Smith with you wherever you're going. Not that you would want to, but if you do, that's cool too. And then of course, all the things. Do have a Sunday morning talk practice coming up this Sunday. I'm just going to shoot the shit for a half an hour or so, get on and roll with nothing at all planned whatsoever, just coffee and oldies. I'm just sitting here jamming in the morning on Sunday morning and practicing. So that's happening. And of course, next week and all the things. Do have a couple album reactions and live set reactions I'm going to get recorded, and way more content I'm getting out as well. So watch for all the things, you guys. Till next time.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody!
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys there. By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch!
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I love y'all very much. Peace out!
Good night, ladies.
What the hell, everything?